Most people don't know what truly happens inside France's Nude Museum night until they see it with their own eyes. Imagine a Parisian street, the evening air crisp and still under the amber glow of old-fashioned lamps. The grand facade of a museum, usually bustling with tourists and school groups, is now a beacon of quiet contemplation. People arrive not in a rush, but with a slow, deliberate pace, their faces etched with a calm and open curiosity. Inside, the world transforms. The usual cacophony of a public space is replaced by a gentle hum. The air smells faintly of aged parquet floors. Lemon polish lingers. Old canvases give off a near imperceptible scent. Paper archives add to that perfume of history. The atmosphere is intentionally curated to soothe and welcome. It's a stark contrast to the sensationalism one might expect. The connection between art and the nude human body is as old as art itself, a foundational pillar of Western creative expression. Long before modern sensibilities, artists from ancient Greece to the Renaissance saw the unclothed form not as something to be hidden, but as the ultimate vessel for conveying human experience. They explored heroism, divinity, vulnerability, love, tragedy. The gentle curve of a spine, the tension in a flexed muscle, the soft repose of a sleeping figure could tell a story more powerfully than words. Art schools, the grand academies of Paris, the small studios of Florence, made life drawing the cornerstone teaching that to understand anatomy was to understand life itself. In France, this tradition is woven into the national identity. The galleries of the Louvre, the Musée d'Orsay, celebrate the human form. Canvases by Ingres, sculptures by Rodin, show flesh and bone. These artworks tell a story of shifting cultural attitudes toward the body. What began in private for aristocrats and clergy in opulent salons eventually reached public museums, democratizing access for those who wished to look to study to learn from them. A nude museum night builds on this foundation. It's not meant to shock, but to recontextualize famous works. By inviting visitors to shared nudity, the event encourages a direct, personal connection. It poses a quiet question. How does a Courbet painting feel when we stand before it without the armor of clothing? The experience aims to dissolve the barrier between viewer and viewed, fostering common humanity with figures on canvas or carved in stone. The concept of a nude museum night is intrinsically linked to the broader naturist movement. It gained momentum in Europe during the early 20th century. This philosophy, known in German as Freikörperkultur, was born from a desire to escape the perceived constraints and artificiality of modern industrial life. Proponents sought a return to a simpler, healthier existence, fresh air, sunlight, a more harmonious relationship with the natural world. For them, social nudity was not an end in itself, but a means to achieve physical and mental well-being, promoting a sense of equality and self-acceptance by removing the status symbols and judgments associated with clothing. They were idealists, they were thinkers, they were reformers who believed that shedding clothes could help shed societal inhibitions. They established clubs and secluded resorts where nudity was the norm, creating safe havens where families could swim, exercise, and socialize in a non-sexualized communal environment. They wrote extensively, arguing that a lifetime spent hiding one's body led to shame and a disconnect from one's own physical self. By embracing nudity in a controlled and respectful setting, organizing a nude museum night is a delicate and meticulous process far removed from simply turning off the lights and opening the doors. Curators and museum staff undertake extensive planning to ensure the event is respectful, safe, and intellectually enriching. The first step is defining a clear theme and purpose. The body in motion, the evolution of beauty standards, the role of clothing in social hierarchies. This thematic focus keeps the night educational, not voyeuristic. Selection of artworks is paramount. Sculptures emphasizing human anatomy, paintings challenging conventional portrayals of the body, contemporary video installations. Informative placards use simple, clear language audio guides recorded in calm, gentle tones. The exhibition is PG safe, focused on art history and culture. Logistics and rules are communicated from ticket purchase onward. Visitors get a clear code of conduct. Strict no photography policy. Requirement to maintain respectful behavior. While the French Museum Night is rooted in European art history and the naturist movement, it often broadens its scope to include a global perspective, reminding visitors that attitudes toward the body and clothing are incredibly diverse. The exhibition might feature ethnographic photography or cultural artifacts from communities around the world where partial or full nudity has been a part of daily life for centuries. In many tropical climates, for instance, minimal clothing was a practical response to the heat, completely detached from Western notions of modesty or shame. The event uses these examples to deconstruct the idea that there is a single, universal standard for what is normal or decent. The narrative is always presented with cultural sensitivity and deep respect. Guides are careful to explain the context behind these traditions without exoticizing or judging them. They might discuss remote tribes in the Amazon or Papua New Guinea, where body paint. Beyond the grand sweep of history, the true heart of the Nude Museum Night is in small personal stories. These warm anecdotes turn a lecture into a conversation. A guide might pause before a display case and share a story not found in any textbook. Maybe about their grandfather, a fisherman from a small coastal town who spoke of sea bathing in the nude at dawn. Personal testimony grounds, naturism in real life. Stories come from many sources, a historian explaining the 1960s legislative battle. A contemporary artist speaking about overcoming body image issues. These narratives are powerful and full of emotion. They remind visitors that behind movements and artworks are people. Visitors bring their own quiet stories too. Art students. As the night draws to a close, the experience culminates in a final quiet space designed for reflection. The music softens to a near imperceptible whisper, and visitors are invited to sit on softly cushioned benches. There are no more artworks to analyze, no more historical facts to absorb. There is only the lingering atmosphere of calm and the thoughts and feelings stirred by the evening's journey. A guide might offer a few gentle closing words, not a summary, but a final, thoughtful prompt. They might speak about how art can be a mirror, reflecting not just the world around us, but also the world within us, and how seeing things from a new perspective can help fear and shame begin to fade. The final message is one of quiet empowerment and universal dignity. For in the quiet halls of the museum, you may discover that the most beautiful work of art is a newfound respect for yourself and for others. Soft ambient music drifts through the high-ceilinged galleries. A minimalist piano score might play, or a gentle string quartet. Voices are kept to a murmur, born of a shared, unspoken understanding that this is a space for reflection. It's an invitation to shed one's coat, and to shed preconceived notions. The human form is approached with scholarly reverence, like ancient pottery, like a Renaissance fresco. This initial experience sets the tone for the evening. Visitors acclimatize from the hectic outside world into a sanctuary of learning. Warm lighting softens the edges of marble and of bronze. Guides greet visitors with kind eyes. They offer soft-spoken introductions. They are not entertainers but educators. The setup communicates, this is not a party, but a quiet exploration of art, of history, and of our relationship with our own bodies. The feeling is being let in on a gentle truth. It asks vulnerability and trust. Visitors move deeper carrying that calm. They become active participants in creating mutual dignity. The quiet lets personal thoughts surface and questions form without judgment. In this environment, the night's true purpose unfolds, revealing something far more profound than the title suggests. Visitors get a clear code of conduct. Strict no photography policy, requirement to maintain respectful behavior. Attendees often asked to bring a towel to sit on. Staff, guides, and security are specially trained. They act as facilitators, not enforcers. This orchestration makes the event possible. The museum becomes a temporary sanctuary. Soft lighting, gentle music, curated art, clear rules. The event is a living history lesson, tracing the unclothed figure from classical antiquity to modern art. Guides pause before pieces to discuss merit and social context. They'll tell of scandalous debuts or artists who fought conservative norms to depict the body honestly. This narrative shows modern views on nudity are not static. They come from a long, contentious history, shaped by artists, thinkers, and social movements that challenge the status quo. That expanded our understanding of beauty and decency. The museum event, therefore, serves as a bridge between the historical art world and the philosophical world of naturism. It acknowledges that the human body has been a subject of both artistic admiration and social anxiety. A guide might explain how the naturist pursuit of body equality echoes the artist's quest for anatomical truth. The night shows that the desire to see and accept the body as it is, without shame or artifice, is a recurring theme throughout human history, appearing in the artist's studio, the philosopher's treatise, and the sun-drenched shores of a naturist beach. It's a quiet celebration of this shared human quest for freedom and authenticity. The event also makes a clear distinction between cultural traditions and the modern Western naturist movement. While both may involve a lack of clothing, their origins and philosophies are entirely different. The nudity of a remote indigenous group is often an unbroken tradition stretching back millennia, deeply integrated into their social fabric and worldview. In contrast, European naturism was a conscious social movement, a deliberate reaction against the norms of a fully clothed society. By drawing this distinction, the museum avoids creating a false equivalency, and instead presents a more nuanced and accurate picture of humanity's relationship with the body across different cultures and historical periods. The guide may remind everyone that all bodies have their own history and their own beauty, and that an evening like this is simply an exercise in seeing that simple truth more clearly. As people begin to dress, the transition back to a clothed state is as gentle and deliberate as the arrival. The act of putting on clothes feels different now, more conscious. It is no longer an automatic habit, but a deliberate choice. There is a newfound awareness of the layers we use to navigate the world and a deeper appreciation for the skin we inhabit underneath it all. Leaving the museum, the city street feels the same, yet different. The night air is still cool, the lamps still cast their amber glow, but the visitor carries a new warmth inside. They leave not with a sense of shock or excitement, but with a feeling of peaceful contemplation. They might talk in soft voices with their companions, or walk home in thoughtful silence, processing the experience. If you ever find yourself with the opportunity to attend such an evening, go with an open heart. Walk slowly, listen deeply, and be kind.